Hey, everybody. Welcome to Two Sides of the Pitch podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Colin, and I'm joined with...
Jamie, how are you?
It's Jamie. I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. Apologies, I've been away for a little while, but I'm back today, and then Monday and Tuesday I can do stuff. But yeah, I'm good, positive.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. We've all been thinking about you, buddy, and we're glad to have you
Okay.
back. But welcome everyone in. We're your hosts, of course, Colin and Jamie, like we just told you. But there's the banner telling you so. Today is the members call-in show. So if you are a member, don't hesitate to go to our member section of our YouTube page. Click on the link and come and join us. The link is there for all members. And just to let you know, how you do that, you go to our actual YouTube page. In the community section, if you're a member, there will be a link that was posted today that'll get you in here, and we can't wait to see you. Look at this. We've already got somebody in the house. It's Ryan G. Ryan, what up, buddy? How's it going? Hope you're well. Hope you're well and good. And guys, before I get too far into things, I wanted to let you know today's show, like all of our shows, is brought to you by Alloy Collectors. The link is pinned in the chat, and they have these wonderful metal collectible jerseys. Yeah, and if you use our code 2sides, you get 15% off. So I think it's a pretty good deal. You really need to check them out. They're a perfect gift. They look great on a shelf. They're nice little decorations. So absolutely, check out Alloy Collectors, uk.alloycollectors.com. The link is pinned, and give them a look-see. See if there's anything that tickles your fancy there. With the code 2sides, you will get 15% off. And yeah, guys, this is the call-in show. If you saw the thumbnail, you'll know that Jamie and I have a bit of a difference of opinions on things. And I'm excited to give that kind of a talking over, talk to you guys about that. Look at this. Look who else is here. Eltel Cockerell in the house. What's up?
Hello.
Jose, how's it going, my man? And look at this. Graham is here too.
Hello, Graham.
What's up, buddy? Oh, I got to find my charger. My headset's dying. I'm not very professional today. Sorry about that, everyone.
He's not professional at all. As normal, me taking over.
Boom. We're here. I'm better. I got it. We're signed in. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining. And anybody who wants to hop in, like I said, the link is in the community section of our page. But yeah, we'll kind of just jump into it. 1 second. Let me get to this one here. So Jamie,
do you guys like the whole new circle layout as well? Before we change it a little bit.
Yeah, trying it out. I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it, but
yeah,
definitely something we're trying out. Hopefully, you guys like it. Ronaldo just scored. For fuck's sake, says Ryan. Did he? I'm not paying any attention to international games, but I need to ask you about England at some point, Jamie.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Like, I don't even like National League. It's a pointless game, and we lost to Greece. So never scored at Wembley, and they score. It could have been 4. They had so many goals disallowed.
Snap. I'm gonna maybe I have to go back and rewatch it.
No, you're not missing much. We're playing tomorrow as well, so I haven't got no high hopes.
Who do you guys play tomorrow?
Finland, I believe.
Finland. You guys have to win against Finland. If you guys don't win against Finland, there's something fundamentally wrong.
We couldn't even beat Iceland, so I've got no hopes. As long as Solanke comes back not injured, I'm actually happy with it.
Poland versus Portugal on right now. So you got old man Lewandowski versus old man Ronaldo. Probably a good match. Ryan, let us know.
Are you Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi all day, every day, bro. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Ronaldo either.
No, and I mean, he works hard, and I appreciate the hard work and the dedication that he has to keeping himself in shape, to, playing to the level that he plays at. But it's just not really, I don't know. Something about him kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like when he gets pissed off when other teammates score, and stuff like that. Eltel's telling me that USA plays tonight away to Mexico. How the fuck did I not know that, first of all? Because I don't. international football. But this is Pochettino, baby.
This would be Poch's first game, right?
I think so, and it's against the biggest rival in Mexico. So that should be a really good match away too as well. So
interesting.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 Mexico win then, because United States is shocking. Sorry, mate.
Bro, we've got great players. Well, some great players, but they just haven't gelled, and hopefully that's what Pochettino could do. Bring them
Name
together.
me one great American player you got.
Weah.
Is that it? Who's he play for?
You said name one. Who's he play for? Club football? PSG, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going to say, what's his name? Play for Chelsea. Come on, his name now.
Oh, Pulisic. But yeah, he actually plays for Juventus now. Timothy Weah plays for for Juve these days. Ryan G says Messi is just a better player / person. All of it. He said, but let's not start the debate. We can debate whatever you want, anything and everything, except for Jamie and I agree on this one, so it wouldn't be much of a debate.
Yeah, we agree on this, but something else we don't agree on. Landon Donovan, remember him?
Landon Donovan was a good player. Clint Dempsey, great player.
Dempsey, I can say yes because I like Dempsey. He
scored important goals for Spurs. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
scored in that 3-1 win at Old Trafford.
He did.
Yeah,
and it was the goal to put us ahead. So boom, thanks a lot, Clint Dempsey. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
America.
Dempsey is good. Landon Donovan, shocking at Everton.
And Pulisic plays for AC Milan. Weird. It's weird that all of our players are seeming to be in Italy at the moment. Interesting. Alexi Lawless. See, look at that. Eltel hitting us with some good names, some good players. But guys, again, welcome in. I encourage anybody, if you are a member, to please come and hang out with us. If you're not a member, consider becoming one. The packages, I think, are pretty cheap. And you could even cancel it after today and only pay one time and come hang out with us. But I think you'll like it. I remember the American lad who played for Bolton was meant to be the next big thing. Forgot his name.
Yeah, the only player I can remember at Bolton is I don't know if they're not American. Was Ricketts. There was Nolan and was it Davis? I think Davis.
Was it Stuart Holden that played? Is that who you're thinking of? I think it was Stuart Holden is who Ryan G is thinking of, but I could be wrong. Freddie Adu, that was a player. He was a weird one. That guy was faking his age or something. There was some weird stuff going on with him. He was like the youngest star, but yeah.
I'll tell you who I was disappointed.
Maybe the next big thing was a big of a stretch.
Yedlin, he was I was disappointed in him.
No, Yedlin was good. I mean, he ended up having a career in the Premier League. I mean, it's just because he didn't work out at Spurs doesn't mean that he was a bad player or anything. I didn't have a problem with Yedlin. I thought we should have given Yedlin more time, more of a chance, but he would fit in this system pretty well, DeAndre Yedlin. But speaking of this system, sorry, my chair's about to make a lot of noise. Forgive me, guys. Speaking of this system and speaking of Yedlin and speaking of things, currently, if you guys aren't aware, if you haven't been on YouTube lately, everything is on fire. Everything is shit. And everybody's upset. And I wanted to pose the question, is the recent loss why the Tottenham community is on fire right now? And I think the answer is clearly yes. And it's not just the loss, right? It's the manner of the loss. It's the fact that, we threw away a 2-goal, lead that we worked hard to get. Looked like we were playing great. And then the fact that it happened right before one of these little international breaks is another big part of the problem. It's stuck in your mind. You don't have another game to play, to right the wrong, to get it out of people's minds. So I definitely think that is a part of the problem. And it is... One second, I have to. It's not streaming to Instagram, so let me fix our Instagram real quick.
I think the reason why it's on fire, I think, like you said, because it's the international break, we've got to wait so long for the next game.
Yeah,
I know people go, "Oh well, we lost. It's fine. Don't worry about it now. Like, move on to the next one." I'm still pissed off about it.
I'm with you. I'm still pissed as well, but it's just one match. It's just one match.
Yeah, it just pisses me off.
No, I get it. I get it completely. And once I get this, sorry, everybody. I am just new to streaming to Instagram, and they don't make it easy. There's like a stream key, and once you go live, you've got to go live here and there. And
So why Colin's doing that? We did a thing in community. What was it? Was it last week when we asked you guys if you wanted us to do an FC25 career mode? It's happening on Monday.
yes,
I'll be doing it because I'm assuming I'm probably the better player than Colin, maybe.
Wow, no, I don't think so. Wow, rude, rude.
So it's just banter. Yeah, so I think Colin will probably be doing one of his as well.
Yeah, absolutely will.
But we also, if you guys are our players, and we can do like a head-to-head game where everyone can just watch us have some fun.
For sure.
I'm gonna do a career mode on Monday. I've got the camera all set up ready for today, for tomorrow, for Monday. So it's gonna go live at 11 o'clock. So this should be fun, and then we can just have some fun when Colin joins in, or if some of you want to join in. We give you our text, and we can just go live and play.
Look at this, Lord Rodney. First of all, what a great name. I don't know if I've given you enough props on your awesome name, Rodney. Lord Rodney. First of all, Rodney is just a cool name. You don't hear the name Rodney enough anymore. So big up to Rodney. And he says no. The reason. Oh wait, only fools and horses. Is that what? Is that a reference?
Rodney Shopper, yeah.
See, I need to educate myself. I need to become.
Have you never watched it?
I've watched it a bit.
Yeah,
enough to say meal mucka. Some
Monch too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn. I'm kind of a novice when it comes to those types of things, but I'll be learning. Don't worry. Especially when I come to visit in December. But yes. So he's saying no. The recent loss isn't the reason. It's the 16 years without a trophy is the reason. And well, I mean, Jamie, what do you think about that? I honestly, I think that the recent loss has more to do with it than the 16 years without a trophy. Whenever we were on our little winning streak there, Rodney, everybody seemed pretty happy and pretty much on the same page. It was only after this loss that like the wheels fell off and everything caught fire, in my opinion, of course. And I'm obviously not speaking for everybody, or not trying to at least. But to me, it was the recent loss.
Yeah, I think it's the recent loss because we've played 7 games, we've lost 3 already, and I had Tottenham finishing third this season. I can't see us getting top 4, and this is probably why
it's so early. It's so early. It's hard. You can't say that yet.
I'm not trying to be negative at all because, like I said, I wanted Ange to succeed. I want all of that stuff. But slowly falling out of love with him a little bit because he needs to change a little things. Hence the thumbnail. I've got Thomas Tuchel behind me. You got Big Ange. I know you don't like Tuchel. I like Tuchel. I always have. I've said this from the beginning, from the PSGJs, and Ange needs to sort something out quick because
ever since that handshake bullshit with Conte, I've been Tuchel out. That was ridiculous. But hey, we've got Nige in the house. Nige Piercois. Big up, Nige. I hope you're well. Who else haven't we said hi to? Chris Agenbar is here. What is up, Chris? How's it going, bud? Daniel Coy's in the house. Big up, Dan. Yeah, Rodney's just killing it with the comments. Keep them coming, Rodney. He says, with Tottenham, there is a glass ceiling until we win a trophy. We will never exceed expectations. It's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So Rodney and Jamie, if we were to win a trophy this season, would you change your mind on Ange?
Yeah, I'd have to say so because we haven't won one since 2008, 2009 season, have we? So
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
I wasn't even paying attention back then. I'm a 2010 guy.
I was in the pub watching the game, and then a friend called me, and I went outside, and we scored the goal, Jonathan Woodgate. So I couldn't even celebrate in the frigging pub, and I was so pissed off because I missed it because everyone else was like jumping in there. There's me outside like a mug. So, but yeah, no, I'll change my mind on it if it's to happen. But like I said, question mark, will he last? So
I think so. I truly think so. For one, we keep having to pay out managers for like the remainders of their contract. That costs so much money. We know Levy is kind of money adverse. He doesn't like to spend money. So I can't see him paying out another manager. I know Ange isn't on a whole lot, I don't think, compared to previous managers. But
he only sacked Mourinho. I reckon he sacked him because he thought there's probably like other stuff to the contract.
Clauses in the contract. If he wins the trophy,
I've got to spend this amount of money on.
I don't know. That was a weird one, but yeah, Rodney says that Mourinho identified the problem, and that's why it went all in the League Cup. That's what he talks about: football heritage. The sooner we win any trophy, we can grow as a club. Rodney says, and he also says if Ange wins the trophy, we all win. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at this, El Tel. I love this. He says delusion in wanting to change manager, in his opinion.
Okay, I don't want him to go. Let me just say that now. I don't want Ange to go. I'm still Ange in. I'm 80% in, so that's still good. It's just I feel like the next couple of results, if they don't go his way, he's going to be in big trouble. So, but my ideal replacement would be Thomas Tuchel. That's just my opinion. So you guys can hate, slag me off in the comments. I don't care. It's my show.
It's true.
But
it's true.
But I know you guys are all in, and I am in. It's just at the moment, I just feel like if the results, if we lose on Sunday next week, it's not going to go down well. That's all.
I think that we have to go into that match, even as fans. I think that the fans do play a role in this, and especially the match going fans, everybody that'll be there. I think we need to be brave and we need to back the boys to win against West Ham. It is absolutely a winnable match for us. It's not like it's absolutely winnable. I think
we've got Brennan Johnson 7-7 now, isn't it? So
did he get a different hairstyle? Is his hair blonde now? I looked at a clip. It looked like he had changed his hair.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea, but I'd rather him leave it because if he changes anything, I don't want him to know. Start missing it.
True. Yeah. Don't change what's working for you, man. Eltel says that Tuchel lost to PSG and Bayern dressing rooms quicker than a whore takes her knickers off. Love it. Jose is absolutely slamming you today, and I think it's awesome.
That's absolutely fine. But I still like Tuchel. But every manager loses dressing room at some point. So.
I mean, yeah, that's a fact. Well, I mean, and then when they start to lose the dressing room, a good manager gets those players out of the club and keeps the players that he still got on his side. And the team then replaces the players. The question is Spurs going to do that? Are we going to do that at Spurs? David Clark is in the house. Hey, David. Nice to see you, man. It's a weird time for us to be on, so I didn't know who all would be here, but it's nice that you are here, Mr. David Clark. Hope you're keeping Leicester, under control. You're keeping everybody in line there. He says Mourinho got sacked by Levy because he was going to rest players for the game before the final. Levy confronted him, and they had a huge row, and Levy sacked him because Levy wanted top four, not a trophy. Interesting. Very interesting.
So I don't know how like truthful this is, but if there is the case, it's falling from a owner going, well, if I get top four, we get more money. No, you get a trophy. The fans will be on your side because you actually starting to win things.
For sure.
Stupid bored man. Guy irritates me.
It was all probably money, you know what I mean? The money that you get for getting into the Champions League. I get that. But everyone talks about, the stadium, and the stadium is supposed to make us competitive. So I personally don't think that we're reliant on that Champions League money anymore. We shouldn't be. And I think that we'll see Ange take these cups very, very seriously, this season. And I hope so. I really hope so. We don't have the thickest of squads. Nigel's pointing out, though, Johnson got taken off early yesterday with an injury. Hopefully.
No, I didn't watch the game because BBC iPlayer went down for me at some point.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I didn't see any of it either, but that's not good that he got taken off with an injury.
Hopefully he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you something that was funny. I know it's not Johnson. Saka went off injured again, like most of the Arsenal players on international duty. So I'm sure they'll be fine for next week.
Parker's in the house. What's up, Parker? I see you're a member, and you can come and join us on the show if you would like. It would be nice to have you get your opinion on some things. But Parker, very nice to see you. There's some more funny comments in here, and I'm just absolutely digging them. Eltel says, I like the Mona Lisa, but it don't mean I want it hanging up in my bedroom. Good stuff. And then Graham says, changing your boxer shorts every 10 minutes might mean you win the odd trophy for the cleanest underwear, but surely it's best to learn not to keep crapping yourself. It's a good point. I like that a lot. Saka could have broken 2 legs and Arteta would still find a way of playing him.
It was just typical though. Saka went down and he started limping, and like everyone knew, it was like, oh, he's limping again. God irritates me.
Yeah, he does. So I wanted, before we get into Thomas Tuchel, I wanted to get into a subject that's slightly controversial. So real quick, I want to read David's comment. Levy wants Champions League for the money, and if by miracle we win it, that's a bonus. But Levy knows if we did win that trophy, the pressure on him to spend huge sums for players from a higher level. Interesting. I don't think that you're wrong. I don't know. That's an interesting take. What do you think about that, Jamie?
Yeah, no, I kind of get what he means, because obviously Poch didn't have a transfer for like 2 seasons, did he, or something like that? I was going to say
supposedly because he wanted to, but it was. But can we believe that?
I call BS. But do you think, David, if we somehow beat Liverpool in that final, even though it wasn't a penny, do you think Poch would have stayed on? Or would Jose still would have come through?
Good question.
What about you?
Poch seemed like he was mentally checked out after we even made it to the final, and he even made those comments like in press conferences that if he wins with Spurs, then he's set out to he's completed the mission he set out to complete, if that makes sense. He said something along those lines that if he won the Champions League, then he would have kind of completed his mission at Spurs. It sounded like he was gone regardless. Like he personally wanted to leave, from the sound of it.
It's still sad to see him go. I remember waking up like Sky Sports, Poch sacked, and literally within less than 24 hours, Jose's here. I was like, what? Yeah, this is definitely planned.
Yeah, it was very strange. He had wanted Mourinho for years and years, and I think that's why we got AVB, to be honest, because AVB was Mourinho's assistant manager, kind of learned from Mourinho, and I think he was viewed as sort of a Mourinho light at the time.
Yeah,
and I think that's partly why he was brought into the club.
It's
no secret.
Sorry. I didn't mind AVB though.
AVB was only good while Bale was killing it. He gave Bale that free role. You know what I mean? But then once Bale left, it was kind of like, well, what do I do now? Like, he didn't seem to have his I can't even tell you. Parker says, how can I join? Parker, my man, if you go to our YouTube page, just like the page itself, the Two Sides page, and you go into the community section, the link is right there. Let me see if I can show you how to do it. Boop, boop, boop. View your channel. Okay, so basically, I'm going to share this screen. Share screen. All right, so you're on the Two Sides of the Pitch podcast. You're here on YouTube, right? And then you click where it says community. And anyone who's a member will have this link right here. And you can click on that, and it'll get you right into the show. And we would love to have you. And I mean, we could probably just send you that if you need to. I can put it in the private chat, and Jamie, since he's got his, go ahead and send this to Parker if you don't mind.
Yep. No worries. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got it in the private chat for you if you want to copy and paste it from there. Sweet. Johnny Bethnal Green is in the house. What's up, JBG? I haven't watched your show for the past day or so. I need to go back. I think there was one yesterday I missed. So yes. Hello, Geezers, he says. Hello back, Geezer. Hope you're doing good. Let me stop sharing that screen. No reason I have that up there still. What else?
I'm just waiting for my WhatsApp to load up on a desktop.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I appreciate you. You're the man. David Clark saying that's why Poch said after the semifinal that if he wins it, then it's time for him to go, because he already knew that Levy wouldn't spend the big money to continue Spurs' upward direction to compete. Interesting stuff. David, sounds like you've got some inside knowledge. Do you know somebody in the club? Not even being sarcastic. It sounds like you might know somebody or somebody that knows somebody, because you've got some details that I haven't exactly heard before. I guess you could put those things together, and kind of think about it like that. But interesting stuff, man. Look at this. Me old mucker. I said that earlier. See, I'm British. I get it. I'm English now.
One of us.
Rodney says that's the worst case scenario, but what is he referring to? He thinks Levy's his own worst enemy at times. He keeps returning to the well of diminishing returns instead of filling that well. Yeah, dude, it's a good point. And Ryan G says hit the likes, and everybody, if you could please hit the like, it would mean a lot to both Jamie and I. We would really appreciate it.
Parker, I've just posted it in the Two Sides pod on WhatsApp, so you should be able to join.
And I'm just going to be here vaping like a fool. Sorry about that. But look at that. Say his name and he will come. It's Parker. What's up, Parker?
Hello, mate.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, I kept going through the way you did it, and I clicked on that link, and I was entering a studio, but it was an empty studio. So I don't know
what the hell? Maybe I have the wrong link in there. God dang it. All right, cool. Well,
when I saw it in the WhatsApp group.
I'll definitely fix it. Let me edit that out. So we were in a different room. Yep, that's the problem. It's fixed now, everybody. So if you want to go now, it is now fixed. Thank you for letting me know that it was broken, Parker. I apologize.
There's probably like 10 different people waiting in another room somewhere.
Probably do. That's where everybody is. Shit. No, guys, if you're seeing this and you're in a room with nobody in it, it is now fixed, and you can come to the correct one.
That's very true.
Buenas noches, mis amigos. Are you going to sleep? It's getting close to 9. Don't go to sleep yet. Hang out. But Parker, so we're talking about all kinds of things right now. Levy is the topic of conversation that has come up in the chat. I mean, what do you think? Do you think I don't know. So there's been a lot of things said in the chat that I wasn't super privy to. That where did it go? That's why Poch said after the semifinal that if he wins it, then it's time for him to go, because he already knew that Levy wouldn't spend big money to continue the upward direction that Spurs were moving into. Do you think there's any sock in that? Do you agree with that? Think that's true?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because he did get, even though we didn't get we didn't win it, he still went out and bought Lo Celso and Tanguy and Dembele that summer. So,
and we also brought in what's his face? Gio that same summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I said. Lo Celso, Sessignon, and Ndombele, and I think one other player as well, I think. And at the time, those were, Ndombele was our biggest ever transfer fee. There was no players that you would say are, none of those players. I said this, I think, in one of your previous YouTubes, where none of those players I really knew a lot about. They weren't. You see, the thing with Spurs is, when was the last time you would sign a player where the other top 6 are proper jealous that we've got him? The rest of the teams, their fans would say, you've got a great player there, without doubt. And we don't seem to sign those players. And that's the only thing you could say is, even if we'd won the Champions League, I don't think Levy would have still gone out and bought like a £100 million player or something like that. That kind of quality.
No, you're 100% right. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure other teams were racing to get the signature of Richarlison. I don't think we had much competition there. That's a good question, Jamie. Can you think of a player that we've got that would have made other clubs jealous, or that other people would have been
that we have now?
Yeah, since Bale. Christian Eriksen, maybe he was a player that was pretty sought after.
Not at the time, I don't think. I think at the time we got him, I don't think.
And
many
Lamella,
people-
Lamella had a pretty. There was some hype around Lamella as well. Lamella was supposed to come in.
Lamella was hyped as the new. He was. I remember this at the time, and a lot of people in South America were saying he could be the new Messi. And then obviously it didn't turn out.
He was something though. I liked what he contributed, which was elbows to the face and stamping on people and Rabonas. I mean,
he was very much a luxury. He was very much a luxury player. Like he wasn't really a
bit of a grafter though. Like you could put him on when you were down a goal, and he would come on and he would definitely, definitely throw some chaos into the mix. I'll say that.
Yeah, he's one of those players that you needs a slap every now and then. He looked like that player.
It looked like he might give other people a slap every now and then too. I really liked Lamella. I did. I know he did not turn out to be what we wanted him to be. He was supposed to be he was kind of supposed to be a direct Bale replacement, and we all saw how that turned out. Not very well.
I don't know. I've come back to Pedro. I'd probably say Jan Vertonghen because he was quality.
Oh yeah, that is true. But I don't know if other teams were after him at the time. And now we've got some players too that I think other teams, would have been really happy to have. But it's mostly defenders. I mean, Romero and we were obviously fighting with Bayern for the signature of Dragic. So, I mean, I think there are players that Spurs have and that we have purchased recently that I think other clubs would have liked to have.
This is the thing, like Alan Sugar at the time, when he was chairman, he got a lot of stick for not spending a lot of money. But when he did get players, I mean, he did bring in your Jurgen Klinsmann. He brought in David Ginola. He brought in Les Ferdinand. And Les Ferdinand at the time was on an upper from Newcastle. And Les Ferdinand would have stayed at Newcastle if it wasn't for Shearer coming in. And I saw a good piece about 2 years ago, and they basically compared all Premier League transfers, like the highest transfer fee, the top. I can't remember if it was the top 100 or something like that. But they did it as from 92 to present day. But they put the transfer fees in with the inflation of today's money, and Les Ferdinand is still considered our highest transfer fee if it was in today's money.
That's wild. That's crazy to think about. Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about it like that. The fact that inflation and the fact that money's different now. Yeah, that's a good point.
So at the time, I think Les Ferdinand came to the club for about between about 13 million or something like that at the time, which was in I think 98, 97 or 98. Which was quite a lot of money back then in transfer fees.
SP Polar Knight says that you sound a little muffled.
I'm speaking through my headphones. Let me see if I'll take them off in a second.
I appreciate you. You're a good man. You're a good dude. I'm going to get through some comments. David Clark's agreeing. He says Lamella was a good player, but his Achilles heel was that he would go on good runs, but just didn't know when it was time to release the ball. So he would lose possession. He was a very frustrating player. That sounds a lot like a certain Lucas Moura who would go on a run, beat 4 players, and then run straight into the 5th one and give the ball away.
There was a rumor. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, or David might remember. When Lamella was out for so long, injured, there was rumor that he had a drug addiction and he was in rehab. You remember that?
Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. It just came to my head now because I remember just Lamella. There was a lot of rumors going around circling that he had a bit of a drug issue, and that's why the club kept it quiet.
Well,
I'm not sure if it's true or not. But
if he did, I hope he's better now. That's stuff's no joke. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Parker, did you hear anything ever about that? I didn't hear about that.
I've never heard anything about that. That's crazy if it's true. I mean,
because he was out for so long. And...
Weird. Yeah. No. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good at all. Let's see here real quick. Rodney says, look at a club like Sevilla. They won the Europa League regularly, and it's not because they are the best team all those years they won it, or it was because they had football hair. So wait, look at clubs like Sevilla. They win the Europa League regularly. Is that because they are the best team all those years, or was it because they had the football heritage?
Did
I
they
think
win it
in several of those finals, they weren't favourites to win it as well. I think did they beat Man United in one of those finals? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
No, I think it was Villarreal, wasn't it?
Villarreal. Oh yeah, Villarreal beat Man United.
Yeah.
That's right.
Emery.
But Sevilla, were, at the time, they were trying to push Barcelona and Real Madrid even in the league at the time as well. So that was a good team. That was a good Sevilla team that was constantly pushing. It wasn't as if they were like some team that was coming 7th or something in the league, and then they were constantly in Champions League and coming in 3rd place, and then going in. They were dropping into Europa League. And then going on to win it. They took it seriously still. It wasn't as if like that's what annoys me with Tottenham. They don't take certain competitions seriously.
I think partly it's because our squad is so goddamn thin. We haven't had a squad that was when we had a more, I don't want to say bloated squad. It was kind of bloated. A lot of more players that the manager didn't trust. So we still basically had a thin team at that time. I think until we get some more players in, it's going to be impossible to take all competitions super seriously because we just don't have the personnel.
I would say saying that though, every manager that comes in never takes it seriously. So maybe it's a club thing.
Could be
Champions League football, because I can't remember one manager. I think probably Harry Redknapp, who would play a full squad in the cup game, 3rd round. Poch didn't do it that much. Andrews hasn't done it. Okay, we got knocked out to Fulham, and we still made a lot of changes for the commentary game. We were lucky to go through that. So I think it's a club thing.
And look at this. Daniel's saying that they had very, very good cup managers in Europe, and Emery. And even though Ramos done awful for us at the end, he still won back-to-back Europa Leagues with Sevilla. So that's a good point. Some managers are better, at tournament football, and I think that's a reason why a lot of people were so upset about Mourinho getting the sack right before the final. Do you guys? I'll just phrase it this way too. Do you guys think we would have won that cup final had Mourinho coached it?
Well, the thing is, you look at that final, we didn't. It was like watching a boxing match where the other boxer doesn't lay a glove on the other guy. It doesn't look like he's trying.
Yeah.
And with that whole final, it was. I can't even remember the final, to be honest, that much, because it was so non-eventful that we didn't even have our chances. They just looked lost, and the squad at the time, I don't know. I mean, let's face it, he got rid of Mourinho because Mourinho was going to get some sort of bonus money if he got us into Europe. And
I agree with that statement 100%. That's the way it seems to me as an outsider. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, really, like that just shows how much like Daniel Levy doesn't actually care about the fans, in my opinion. When he says he does, it's like, well, clearly you care about the money more because you chose that with that final. And this is a guy as well that he wanted for so long in Jose Mourinho, and then the fact that he can, whatever you can say whatever you want about Mourinho, but I mean Levy did backstab him by doing that at that time. I mean, he possibly, you could say that Jose Mourinho probably should have got sacked earlier, but to do it literally the week, that's like you're with a girlfriend that you can't see yourself being with, so you could have dumped her before, but you end up dumping her on Valentine's Day because you've timed it so badly.
I like that. I like that analogy. No, that's a good one. And Ryan Mason, we all know Ryan Mason ended up coaching that match, and he played a lot of his boys. Like I think Winks started. Let me look it up.
Yeah, because we lost that game 1-0 by Otamendi, wasn't it? Last minute. I reckon Jose probably would have won that game because he would have a different setup, wouldn't he? Ryan was inexperienced, so I reckon we probably would have won that one, because to lose only 1-0 and Ryan Mason in charge, I'm sure we would have won that. But it's like you never know, will you?
So it says it was Laporte actually who scored in the
Laporte.
82nd minute. Yeah.
He scored a header, didn't he?
It
Right near
was.
the end of the game. We were literally defending the whole game.
Yeah, like 88 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure.
That's the
Bale
thing.
played.
Like,
Bale played. That was the season we had Bale. We absolutely should have won that. We absolutely should have won that match. That drives me crazy. I don't want to think about it too much. It's going to make me go nuts. But
yeah, and he didn't bring Bale on until near the end.
Late.
He had that chance, didn't he, where he could have scored. I remember now.
Yeah.
It's
David says that we're wrong though in the whole bonus thing. He says it's totally untrue because it cost Spurs more to sack him. So sorry, that's just not true. It was just another story put around by Spurs fans on Twitter. So David's sticking with the fact that he was sacked because. Oh, sorry.
I disagree again with him because what I'm saying is he would have got the bonus anyway for getting into Europa League, and then we still would have sacked him, which would have been the same amount of money. So we would have not only had to pay him out for sacking him, but we've already paid him out for getting us into Europa League and winning a cup, because those bonuses are always put into managers' contracts.
Yeah, no,
like
absolutely.
they're put into players' contracts as well. The players get bonuses for getting into European qualification. They're all, especially Levy. Levy loves doing all those bonuses because if we don't win a competition, he doesn't have to pay out.
Yeah,
it's a win-win for him.
For sure. David again is saying because Spurs had to pay off not just Mourinho, but all his backroom staff as well. So it cost Spurs over £30 million. Yeah, no, I mean that's interesting. And so David, I think what you're saying there, then you're going back. I'm going back to your old comment, but you were saying that if we would have won, it would have put more pressure on Levy to spend big. So are you saying, David, that that Levy intentionally threw that cup final? Because that's kind of the only thing I can think of that makes sense. There is that with what you're saying is that Levy intentionally threw it, and was hoping maybe even that Ryan Mason would lose it, because if Ryan Mason won it, it still would have put pressure on him, in your words, to spend big. So interesting stuff. And look, we've got Adrian in the house. What's up, Adrian? Member himself. Adrian, if you would like to join the show, the link is in the member section of the community page. We would love to have you on. Adrian, a wealth of football knowledge. Guys, I'm just going to throw a grenade in the room. All right, it's kind of calm in here, and I don't like that. We need to fan the fires a bit. So I'm sure that a lot of people see like comments and stuff being made about fans and certain fans like being at fault for the state of the club because like we accept mediocrity. To me, that is like the most ludicrous thing I've ever like heard in my whole life, because short of all fans protesting and stopping going to matches, I don't know what power that fans have in all this. And I have a thing here called "The Realists versus Happy Clappers." Are some fans better than others? Yeah, Jamie. I mean, do you think there's any stock in that the fans are to blame? The fans are letting Levy off easy. We're not demanding enough. We're not. I don't know.
I think every fan for any club demands the highest quality, because we're spending thousands of pounds a season on your team, and if you're not getting anything for it, we're allowed to give abuse, obviously, as long as it's not personal. I get it, but no, we have every right to. You're right. Let's say I use Solanke as an example. If he didn't score like 10 games, I'm like, oh, you're shit. I have every right to say you're shit because you're not putting the goals in what you're supposed to be doing. I'm paying. It's not like I'm just paying for the season ticket. I'm paying for that, travel, food. Then obviously there's going to be merchandise, because you're always going to buy something. Even though I say every time I go down, I'm not going into the club shop, I still do. It's just everyone has.
It's a nice club shop, to be honest. So
it's an annoying club shop because I hate going in there because I know I'm going to buy something.
There's cool shit. They've got good shit in there. Yeah, exactly.
It's so expensive though. Like I'm going to use Ryan. Sorry, Ryan, example. The Wolves are in a bad state. If he's traveling every game, and let's say he lives in London, going to Wolves each time, he's allowed to say it, slack them off, because he's spending all his hard-earned money. He's working week in, week out, but monthly pay for like whatever it is, and then they're earning shitloads of money a week, more that can buy a house in less than a week. We're allowed
But
to give.
yeah, no, you absolutely are allowed to give them all the trouble you want. But I guess what I'm saying is, do fans have the power to really make any kind of a difference, or is this excuse that Spurs are shit because of the fans not demanding enough? Does that argument hold any weight, do you think? And I'll go to Mr. Parker. Do you think that that's a rational argument? I definitely don't, but I could have my mind changed. I'm always open to having my mind changed.
So, I mean, it's the same with anything, really. It's the same with government as well. If you don't complain about things, governments will carry on doing what they're doing unless you stand up and fight about it or complain about it in mass protests. Sometimes, obviously, protesting, in my opinion, doesn't do anything. And the way protests before with Spurs, I've not agreed with. I mean, especially the way they've been organised. They've been really poorly organised as well in the past. Like there was times where you saw a photo of the guys protesting outside the stadium, and if you zoomed in on, they were holding a banner of Enoch out. One of them was holding a bag from the club shop.
Shit.
And you're just like, come on, you've got to think about these things. Like, even if you were to go to the club shop that day, don't have it in the photo.
Right. Leave that somewhere else. Yeah.
Or just obviously just don't do it. Don't go. Why did you go to the club shop and then you're going to a protest about the club, about how they're not spent? It's just like, what are you actually there to protest about? Because you're not making any sense right now. And
a lot of the protesters are season ticket holders, which is something I think is interesting. And I mean, you're allowed to be, and that's fine. But I just think that's obviously giving Levy tons of money. You know, you're giving him how much does a season ticket cost? A couple thousand pounds.
Yeah. I've gone about the way of my protest really is to try and not spend hardly anything going towards the club anymore, because I don't want my money going towards this club that I don't recognise as from when I was younger. It has changed completely. And am I right that the NFL game the other day, Daniel Levy was there instead of at the Spurs game?
That's what I've heard. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know that until today, but yeah,
So I mean that just tells you everything about the man as well. Like why did you go there? Because he went there. Yeah, exactly. Like
that's why.
The stadium is his baby, not the club. The stadium is his what he's done in his career. And it showed as well in the fan forum when they asked him what are the top 3 accomplishments of your time at Spurs, and he didn't mention the League Cup. He didn't mention the League Cup win.
Fuck, what did he say? I'm ignorant.
He said
the new stadium opening, I guess.
The stadium. What was else? What was the other one?
Gareth Bale and Harry Kane was one of them.
Yeah, that's it. Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and I think the training ground, possibly. I think it was the training ground.
Yeah. That's really out of touch. What an out of touch individual he is.
Yeah, and
he's supposedly a Spurs fan himself. I don't even know if the dude likes football.
This is the annoying thing, though. Like when I got to the games, I always look up in that little seat. When we score, he never celebrates. But like when I see other owners of other clubs, they're like jumping up and down. It's essentially like just a day out for him.
Yeah, there's something going on there, and if he's, I know that he has to say he's a fan of the club, right? He has to say it, but is it true?
But like, if you look at like Parish at Crystal Palace, a lot of I saw a good thing with Sky Sports with him. I think it was last season in the summer. And he said, look, I admit I've made mistakes and I've not listened to the fans before, and I apologise for that. We've never had that from Daniel Levy, like the openness
Oh no, no.
of him actually apologizing, like of him actually saying the two words "I'm sorry," like especially after the Super League thing.
Yeah.
All the other clubs, their chairman actually they either did a video or they said I'm sorry, and his one was it was terrible. It was terrible.
What did he say?
It was like a letter or something that he just like posted, and then it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like it was none of it. Never. He didn't take accountability. He didn't take accountability for it at all. He just said we did it because of the other club. We knew the other clubs were doing it, and we didn't want to miss out. And it was just like, hey, you're not going to say sorry as well about it? Like, are you just is anything else to say, Daniel?
No, he would definitely. I mean, if that came up again, he would absolutely be in favor of it. He would be back.
100%, 100%.
Yeah. So, what do we got? A good comment from David here saying, no fan is better than another, but after 25 years of nearly total failure, I'm sorry, but if Spurs fans haven't woken up by now, they never will. I've been on Facebook tonight, and it's full of Spurs NFL. But so, okay. But I mean, yeah, David, I think Spurs fans have woken up, but what does that mean? What do we do? What's the next step? No one can tell me what the next move is. And I don't think
there is one, because the only one that kind of was Newcastle, when they literally stormed everything, didn't they? And then but he ended up selling anyway. But
the thing is that even Arsenal did it. Arsenal fans did it, and then what they did, Stan Kroenke, he took a step back, and his son took over, and his son has completely changed the way Arsenal's run now. And now look at them. Like, Stan Kroenke was just filtering the money that Arsenal were making and putting it into his other businesses, his baseball team and his NFL team. Like, and then obviously Arsenal fans, they stormed the club, but like they were all outside the club in thousands, not just like about 50 something people like us.
Sometimes it's not even that much at our protests. Sometimes it's like 15 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But like I said, the reason why is the people don't go to the protests is they're really poorly organized as well, and I refuse to go to them as well, because I don't want to be photoed with someone holding a club shop bag. It's just embarrassing. Like, they don't think about these things at all. And also, you've got obviously the title Happy Clappers versus the it's like eating out people, realists. Some of the realists, they're just as bad. And they attack fans and for going to games still and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you get people on board to your ideas, by attacking them. They're just going to reinforce the fact that you're wrong and they're right if you attack them and and especially when the personal digs start getting involved, and you're just like, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And that's what Daniel Levy wants. Like, he doesn't want everyone. He would prefer it being realist versus happy clappers, because that way we're not all united as one. And then he can carry on doing what he's doing, because everyone's arguing amongst themselves. And it's just a mess. And I'm just like done.
Didn't he say something in the fan forum when he goes, the presenter, what did he say? He said, like, you're getting a lot of noise from the Spurs fans, like giving you dig, and he goes, I just ignore it. He said something similar to that. I can't remember what it was.
Guys, we got Wayne Bonner in the house. Just want to say hey to Wayne real quick. He says, howdy everyone, hope you're well and having a great weekend. Oh man, I'm feeling fine, doing great. Hope you're good, Wayne. We're just tackling we're having a meeting of the minds here. And you're invited, Wayne. If you'd like to jump on as a member, you are entitled to come on and have your say. We would love to hear from you. He had a good comment in here.
That's it. Like that. Go on. Sorry.
No.
I was just going to say, like, about that fan forum. Yeah, like, I mean, everything he says in it is just a lie as well, because when he says, he just ignores it. And it's like, well, did you? I remember when your wife was rubbing your knee saying it's okay, Daniel, and you clearly looked upset where everyone was calling your name out. So he doesn't just ignore it. It clearly does get to him. And that was a clear evidence that you can get to him. And since then, with Ange coming in, Daniel Levy's position stronger than ever now.
I think.
But did you
probably
see
lands,
like Lange looked so nervous being there, like he was like, if I say the wrong thing, I'm in trouble. It's like he's been scripted.
Oh, the whole thing is just a complete farce, that fan forum. That, like, even with when they're talking about the women's team and they're saying about the new training facility and how they need that to get better, I'm like, no, they don't need that. They just need better players. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what a load of rubbish. Like Chelsea when Abramovich came in, they were still training in that absolute shithole, but they were bringing in like Claude Makelele and stuff like that. And there's stories that they would have to leave at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because a hockey team actually had the right to play on the pitch after. So and these are like world-class players that were coming into Chelsea, and they still stormed the league. So it's got nothing to do with all these big facilities and stuff like that. If you've got the players, you've got the players to win.
It seems like so. I work for a company, and I won't name it, but the company just like sold to a bigger, they sold to a bigger company, and I could see it from a mile away that it was going to happen. We were acquiring other companies, we were building ourselves, and propping ourselves up for a potential buy, and I feel like that's what Levy is doing now. With all of the work on training grounds, with all of the work on the hotel, with the new stadium in general, it's like he's prepping to sell the club, but I don't know if he would ever really let it go. It's got to be such a cash cow that I don't know, the price you would have to pay would have to be astronomical to acquire Spurs. Where was it? David Clark says that he's a follower of the Washington Commanders. I think that's a football team. I don't fucking know. After 25 years of toxic ownership and failure on the field, we had to pray a new owner comes along like it did there, and now they can't stop winning. So just pray. What would it cost? Oh, yeah. What would it cost, do you think, to purchase Spurs or for Levy to let go? And also, supposedly Levy is set back from transfers. Do you guys buy that?
No, bullshit. He's a man with a credit card, isn't he? So.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know. So my three sons took me to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tour a month ago for my 70th birthday. Happy belated birthday again. I say that to you every time you mention it. 70 is a great number to hit. And the most noticeable words are hard. The most noticeable thing around the ground was a building site in NFL. Only a few cockerels seen. I went on a stadium tour and it was really nice. Mine was over a year ago now, but no, it was great. I really enjoyed it, and it didn't seem like it was. I mean, it was geared towards the football and past achievements, things like that. So it's weird, David. It sounds like they've changed. It sounds like it's changed a bit since when I went to when you went.
Yeah, I can say I did mine probably about a year and a half ago. Mine was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty sweet. Parker, have you been to the new stadium?
I've only gone for games. I went the Champions League final when they showed it on the big screens there. And the only time I go is when one of my mates has got a season ticket. He offers it up for free to me. So
can't beat that. That's badass. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't want to do this like this. I mean, but it's not even just Tottenham. You can't even just label it at Tottenham. Like all the Premier League clubs, the whole membership fee thing and stuff like that. It's just all a load of rubbish. It's just like how many other things do you actually have to pay for with that, like a membership to be able to buy a ticket? Like, you don't go on Ticketmaster and Ticketmaster say, "Oh, you have to pay to be a member to then buy concert tickets," do you?
True. No, but they do tack on so many extra fees. Ticketmaster.
Oh, they put their admin fees on and stuff, which is a joke as well. It's like, well, what's
doubles the price of your ticket? You're like, what?
But that's another thing. I'm a One Hotspur Plus member because I've got points.
Yeah.
You buy a ticket and they still charge you a freaking admin fee.
Yeah.
And it's not like 1 2. It's like £3. So that pisses me. That can buy a program.
Yeah.
It's just greedy bastards. That's what they are.
JBG says that the protesters have alienated themselves because they have attacked all Spurs fans via social media, as far as I could see. That has
I
happened.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. They went about it all the wrong way, and some of them, I won't name them, but some of them clearly just wanted to be the leaders of it, and to get all the glory of being the organisers about it, and they didn't like anyone else getting involved, and now it's all disillusioned now. But I think a lot of people know some of the ones that are the worst at attacking people. Yeah, but I won't name them. But
no,
we don't even need to. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
But you know what made me laugh as well? They made that stupid weird color to say this is the color for.
Oh, purple and gold till Tottenham is sold or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that made no sense to me at all.
No, it rhymes kind of. Anyway, Wayne Bonner is at the pub enjoying some liquid refreshment to make up for there being no proper football this weekend. Sounds awesome, Wayne. Enjoy. Be good.
We got the Spurs women playing Man United tomorrow. So
hey, that's something. That's something.
Mm.
Rodney's saying doing something and not believing in what you're doing is worse than doing nothing. Damn, that's a powerful comment right there. That's my new take on all of this. Absolutely. Yes. Rodney, you are awesome. David's saying that he's lucky that he's seen supported Spurs since the 60s. So he's seen all of the great Spurs players and seen them win about 14 trophies, both home and in Europe. Yeah, you're a lucky man, dude. You are. Hopefully that cycle maybe could repeat itself, and I can see some of that too. It would be very nice. So one thing we got to get to, and it's something that Jamie wants to talk about.
It's not what I want to talk about. It's just
you love Thomas Tuchel.
I've always liked him. I like him as a manager, and like I said, I get sick about it. My brother's a big fan of Tuchel as well.
You and your brother are both wrong. You're both wrong.
No, I'm Angie. Like I said, I always have been. I'm like 80% in at the moment because the results we're doing, it's not the way it should be going. Like we're dominating the football, but not putting our chances away. And you can't just keep playing in the players as well. Obviously the manager has to do the tactics. Like if we're winning.
Well, I mean, I feel like now that. Oh, sorry, I interrupted the Shaddy. I'm sorry, but I feel like now with Johnson scoring more goals, with him starting to be able to find the back of the net, with Solanke, he had no preseason, so he's kind of getting into form, and he scored on a couple games in a row there. I think that we're going to start. We don't have our first choice players. I think Odegaard would be starting over Werner. If things were all good, and he wasn't injured. So
he's frozen. Are you still there, Parker?
On my back? Okay. So yeah, I think that Odegaard would be better than Werner. I think that Odegaard puts the ball in, from the bit we've seen of him, he has a good delivery of a cross. That those are the types of things that Solanke is going to get on the end of. I don't think Ange ball is failing. You know what I mean? I think it's the players themselves kind of failing.
He needs to tweak it a little bit. Like every manager does it. Look at Slot. Look at Emery. If you're winning, and you got like 15 minutes to go, why keep attacking? Just defend a little bit. Go to the corner like everyone else does. We're not doing that. And if he makes slight tweaks, I think we'll be fine. He's not. He just wants to go attack. Spurs last season, no one knew how to deal with Spurs because they were like, well, new manager, completely different. They're now found out it's literally their attack. They're going to have massive. Van der Ven's got to chase back, and that's it. The ball's done.
Yeah,
that's it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree, and I think he's the first manager. I think, apart from obviously like Nuno or something like that, like I don't really just even count him as a Spurs manager, really. And I think he's the first manager where if he gets the sack, I can't blame Levy at all, and I can already see it. I can already see it happening. Like, and Ange will be his own worst enemy if he carries on doing what he's doing. And I think he's the way he's been in press conferences and obviously the fan forum and whatever, where he says all mate and stuff like that. It's definitely protected him a lot with certain fans. Like people just go, you do see it, and where people, especially at the fan forum, where they say, "Oh yeah, I just love him. I just love him," and I'm like, why do you love him? Like you don't know him. Like that's what annoys me about since he's come into the club. It's not so much him himself; it's the way fans have. I don't know. He's got some sort of weird cult reckoning in the club already with the fans,
He
and
just
it's like
he just has us playing exciting. Parker, I just think it's that we're playing football that's exciting and it's fun to watch. We come from, years of, Conte, seasons of Conte, which is
I don't
great.
think it's that exciting.
You don't?
I'm not. I don't
Really?
think it's that exciting.
Damn, I personally do. But that's totally fine if you don't.
I think Pochettino's was far better than this football.
Pochettino had better players though. Pochettino had prime Kane. You know what I mean? You got to think about that.
Pochettino, but I'd say Pochettino also had smaller budgets.
Yes.
I mean, the money that Ange's had spent so far is over 400 million, isn't it?
At least 300, something like that. Yeah, 300.
It's definitely it's nearly 400 million in under 2 seasons, and that's insane. Like he's had more money spent than Jose, Conte, and Nuno put together.
Yeah,
and some fans are just saying you just got to think, and I'm like, well, these are the same fans that were really attacking Jose and Conte at the time, and I was like, you're not really giving the same energy. Like I feel like some fans they care more about a personality of a manager than the actual style or tactics that we actually play or actually winning games.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, we lost. I listened to some podcasts against Brighton after, and they were just it was just they were like, oh yeah, we were winning 2-0 and playing some great football, and I was just like, oh, I didn't get it at all. Oh, sorry. I'm watching the boxing at the same time, and it's really off-putting because there was an absolute brutal knockout, and he's actually
oh shit,
it's disgusting. He's got a dent in his head.
Christ, Jesus,
oh god, man. I think he's in some. Yeah. Oh god.
AJ when he got nothing.
He actually put a dent in the temple of his head. Oh god. He's got a breathing mask on and everything. So it's really off-putting. Anyway, back to
that's rough. Jesus Christ, man. Woo.
Yeah. No, his jaw was actually to one side as well. Oh, it was actually disgusting to watch.
Damn. Well, put that out of your mind. Don't think about that.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That's why I kept. I was going all over the place.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I was going all over the place.
I'm one of those people. I've got like high hopes. I've got high hopes for Ange, just because the fact that he is kind of I don't know. He is a nice person. He does come off as a nice guy. That honestly, it does help. I'll be honest. That makes me like him more, just because he seems like a nice guy. But also, I like the football that we're playing. I like the fact that it is attack. I think that's kind of the Spurs way. You know what I mean?
But Colin, don't you think if he just tweaks it a little bit, we'd be in a better position than we are now? Because he said he won't change anything. So that to me shows that he's just go.
But things have been. You have to admit that before the Brighton game, it looked like things were kind of falling into place. And even the first half of the Brighton match, I know they had opportunities. There was an opportunity at 1-0 where Welbeck. I always talk about this because the cross was fucking beautiful. Matoma put in a cross from the left side with the outside of his right boot. It landed right at the feet of Welbeck, and Welbeck couldn't put it on frame. All he would have had to do is put it on goal. It would have been a goal. There was no way that Vicario was going to stop it. So it could have been 1-1 right there. I think it's a system that's going to create chances for us and allow chances for the other team. It's just inevitable. But if we finish our chances, if we take our chances, then I think we'll end up winning most, if not all, of these games, because we'll be creating more chances than we are conceding chances, I guess is how you would say that. But you know what I mean? We're creating more than we're we're conceding. But if we could just get somebody on the end of like these crosses and score, if we had a player that wasn't Werner to play on that left side, you know, I think I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as people think. But
I'm saying,
again,
I'm just looking at the fixtures now. So we got West Ham next week, yeah.
Yeah, winnable.
So that's a Saturday, and we got AZ Alkmaar, which is going to be a tough one, and then we got Palace, City, Villa, and then Galatasaray. Realistically, Colin, I'm just saying to you, if let's say we lose to West Ham, and then
But why say that? Why do you think we're going to lose to West Ham?
Realistically, I'm saying if we lose to West Ham, and then don't get a result against AZ Alkmaar, and then lose to Palace, where would you be in this situation?
That's a really weird hypothetical because I don't think any of those things are going to happen. But
is that a hypothetical question?
I mean, I guess I would be. Would
you be going slightly Angel?
Yeah, probably, but I don't think that's going to happen. No, is my point. Especially the game against AC Alkmaar. I know it's not going to be easy, but I think we'll put out a full strength squad there. So I think that yeah, I think we can take them. I definitely think that we could take West Ham. I think West Ham are there for the getting. West Ham are going to come out and attack against us. That's good. Those are the types of teams that we end up playing well against, in my opinion. Obviously, Brighton did that and they beat us, but that was a weird exception to the rule. I don't think that games like that Brighton game are going to I don't think collapses like that are going to happen very often. But a stat I heard, Spurs have given away more, like 2-goal leads than any other team in the past couple of years. Someone put that as a comment in one of the previous streams. So that is something interesting.
We like to people, don't we? So.
Yeah, we do. David Clark says the coach doesn't matter while Levy has total control over recruitment. He brought in all these new suits in the pretense that he has changed and would step away from the football side when he hasn't.
That man's never leaving Tottenham.
And I'm absolutely not disagreeing with that at all. But it does seem like the new guys are doing their work. We brought in, Longa to do like data analytics and to get us players that were going to be on the rise and become good players. And I think that that's what we've done with Archie Gray, with Bergvall. I don't know if he had a hand in getting Vuskovic, but I think Vuskovic is going to be a wonderful player for us. I know that everyone's saying, we need to buy players for now. And we did. We got Solanke. That's a player in his prime. He's 27 years old. I know that he's only just come off like his one like really great season, and really great is I put that in quotes because I think he got 17 goals across all competitions.
Did you watch the England game? I mean, I thought it was very disgraceful what Lee Carsley did with putting Bellingham up front and not playing either Watkins or Solanke, not starting them. Like either pick one of the two, and it was a disgrace. And I was just like that alone. I was just like, he's not the guy for England. If you're doing stuff like that, you're doing stuff that England managers in the past have done, where you're just trying to fit all the big names in, rather than actually having a striker up front. It was just a joke. It was a joke of a performance as well.
It was terrible because I saw the lineup and I was thinking, didn't Kane get picked? And then I saw Solanke and Watkins on the bench, and then no striker. I was like, how bad can this guy be? And it was so they could have beat us 4 or 5.
They could have. They should have.
And that ties in with what Boris is saying too. That Tuchel is one of the front runners for the England job. I think that Tuchel would never have done that. So, hey guys, I threw the link in the chat. Just for anybody that wants to come on, just to see if anybody else comes in and has anything to say.
I think I would rather have Potter as England manager, to be honest, than Tuchel. When you were talking about Tuchel before, I'm just worried. Like, as a Spurs manager, I just don't think it would last. He would definitely be a manager that calls the owners out, and he just ends up getting sacked. He'll definitely be one of these managers who goes, "What the fuck? What? I can't do anything with a Bergvall right now." That's what he would say. He would say, like, he would definitely say, he would go, "These players are good, but they're not great." and that's what he would say, and he'd be like, "These aren't my players," and that's Tuchel. He won with that Chelsea team because he already had great players there, and that's what he's used to working with. And yeah, I just don't think Tuchel would work at Tottenham just purely because of who we bring into the club.
I don't disagree at all.
To be fair, you're probably right, but I think it's only a matter of time before Ange says something because it looks like he's wants to snap.
He's pissed off. You can tell he's upset, but I think he's upset with the players more than anything. Right?
I don't know if he. The way I saw him at the fan forum and stuff like that, I think his relationship with Levy is stronger than ever. I don't think he looks that annoyed with the players that are coming in. He's not that type of manager. He's not like a Conte or Jose who says I can only work with great players, like, because he's not used to working with great players anyway. So how can he say that? He's never had world class players at his disposal. He's been in charge of a team like Celtic who have got better pedigree than the rest of the Scottish League. But he was never.
But they weren't.
He was never outspoken in the Champions League.
Yeah, but they weren't in a great spot before he took over Celtic, right? Like Celtic were kind of coming off one of their worst seasons in a long time. Whenever he came in and he kind of steered, he righted the ship. But guys, Boris is here. What's up, Boris?
Hello, Boris.
Are you there, mate? Well, Boris yeah. What's up, man?
Not too bad. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to have you on, dude. Very, very nice. Making your Two Sides of the Pitch podcast debut. Very, very good to have you, man. So I'll just ask you this real quick, Boris. Ange in, Ange out.
I'll give him till the end of the season. Minimum, because if we keep sacking managers, we're just going to keep going in that repetitive cycle we've been in since Poch. And we have to remember as well, Poch in his second season had this terrible of a start, and then he ended up finishing third in the league when everybody was saying we would have probably been like 9th, 10th, something like that.
I agree. Yeah. I agree completely.
I think he was close to losing his job if he didn't beat Villa, and then Kane scored that free kick, didn't he? That probably saved it.
And we also have to remember as well, with these games as well, we've improved massively considering last time against Brighton at their place, we lost 4-2. And this time we only lost by 1 goal, even though we shouldn't have been conceding those goals. But Brighton just have some black arts voodoo, let's be honest, with their players. Somehow they can manage to beat it. Ange in his own system, to be honest.
True, very true. That Villa match was, or not Villa, but that Brighton match was a very strange one. But I do think that at the start we were playing really well. I don't know exactly what happened to lead to the collapse, to the giant collapse that we had, but the start was really good. It was promising.
It's just the 16 minutes into the second half, but clearly they didn't listen to what he said at half time. They went, we've got this in the bag. Bang, bang, bang. We lost. Bring on a substitute in the 80th minute.
Or you say that, but it's like, I want to know what he said at halftime, because that could be key as well. Like he could have just said, keep doing what you're doing. And then what I saw at halftime, like the Brighton manager made a sub at halftime, and he's obviously made a tactical change. Yeah. So then I've only watched the highlights back, and I'm just like, what was he thinking? And then to make the subs that he did after, like you're bringing on central midfielders on when you're now 3-2 down, that don't really add anything in regards to attacking. You should have would have been better just keeping it as it was rather than what the subs he did bring on. But then he brought those on too late anyway. Yeah. I mean, to go 2-1 down literally a few minutes in, and then 2-2, come on, make the subs now, like do something. And it's his in-game management all the time for me at the moment is really questionable. And the fact that when you see some things happen, like it's only when we miss a chance you actually see any emotion come out of him, or like, and when we let goal in, you just see him shake his head and stuff like that, and you're just like, don't get me wrong, it's really cringy sometimes where you see the likes of Pep and Arteta running along the sidelines going, do this, do this, do this, and they're actually almost on the pitch at times.
Out of their fucking technical area. Get in your goddamn technical area, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean that infuriates me a lot. But
Me too.
at the same time, you got to look at Pep, Arteta, and Klopp. They're all towards the top of top tier management, and there must be something in it where you're actually your players are hearing your manager tell you what to do during the game, that you're not doing something right. And yeah, for him, when he's not saying anything to them, I'm just like, it's annoying. It's really frustrating to watch. Really frustrating to watch.
But this is an annoying thing as well. He's got a team of backroom staff. I don't know how many, and not one person will go even come out and shout out your technical area and go, do this, do that. Look at Newcastle. That weird guy. I can't remember his name.
That weird guy.
Yeah,
their assistant manager.
Yeah, he's always out there like barking orders. It's like
another one what's just come out recently is, the Aston Villa set piece coach. See that clip online of the set piece coach, the guy with just grey long hair, just going out and screaming at the players and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That was the Bayern, I'm pretty sure as well.
In theory, though, like when I played, and again, not at the highest level, of course, but when I played the game, the coaching was all kind of done before the match. Like once the match started, a plan had been implemented. You went out and you executed that plan. There wasn't. You can make subs. You know what I mean? But I think that I don't know. I think a lot of the coaching it's done prior to the game being played. I don't know how much change can be made during a match. Maybe that's naivety on my part.
He definitely needs to change something. Like if he's doing training all week, just act like you're bloody 1-0 down all the time and just see if we can get a reaction then, because it's just appalling. And I saw something, I think it was yesterday, start from next season, they're doing halftime interviews.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah,
I mic'd up dressing rooms as well.
Yeah, so the mic up thing, I think that's quite cool. I'm happy to see that. But halftime, if you're losing as a manager, and then you got to go back and do another interview, it's just too much. I was like, I can understand the one doing in the dressing room. That's something cool because I kind of want to see that myself. But to interview a player at halftime, I don't see the point in that. Makes no sense.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you guys, but I'm just gonna call out a lot of the people who said they want Tuchel, and a lot of these people are the same people who said they wanted Jose out of the club, Conte out of the club, because they played too defensively. Now yet they're wanting somebody who's a defensive manager instead of an attacking manager. I understand we want a balance of between, but I think Tuchel's going in the completely opposite direction, because then everybody will be complaining, oh, the football's terrible and stuff like that, and it'll just keep going in that repetitive cycle, getting a super attacking manager and getting a super defensive manager, and it's just really hard to find a balance since now Poch has now gone to coach the US men's team now, hasn't he?
Yeah. Colin's got them tonight, haven't you, Colin?
Absolutely. I need to find out what time that game is. Let me look up that while we're talking here. But
yeah, I'm not calling out to all of them. Like a lot of the people who say Tuchel in because they want something like managers to be more defensively minded, which is understandable and stuff like that. They want Ange to be more defensively minded, and he wants to change his stubbornness and stuff like that. But then at the same time, they want the football to be exciting, attacking, and stuff like that. But then you had a lot of those people, not all of them, of course, a lot of those people saying like the football's completely boring. We have to wait for the counter attacks and stuff like that, and it never really came, and we only beat them like 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, stuff like that, and everybody was complaining about how depressing the football was.
100%. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that you kind of have to be careful what you wish for. Like I always say, and I usually say this in reference to owners, but sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And I don't know. I don't think that Ange has had enough time to build the the final product. You know, he's still in the building phase, and that's
But,
fine.
but the thing is, it's like if you're a top quality defender or a goalkeeper, for example, and Ange wants to get you, would you want to come to the club right now? Because right now the stats are not favouring defenders or goalkeepers. They're not helping their stats. For like, could you imagine if you've been worked under Ange your entire career as a player, your stats are going to be terrible as a defender or a goalkeeper. The amount of goals you let in. They'll be like, people will be like this. You didn't keep many clean sheets. Were you even good, Dad? Like, like if your dad was a goalkeeper at Spurs, like Vicario, I was a great goalkeeper. Oh, getting a lot of goals though.
That's true.
Yeah,
But I mean,
stats
we were able to get Dragic in it. I still think that I don't know, and maybe that was before a lot of Ange ball had been seen, but I do think that we're still going to be able to recruit players of a pretty high quality. I don't know. That's a good question. A good thought, Parker. I'll have to give that some more thought. Really quickly, I just wanted to throw out this. I've said this before. No fans are the problem, and I'm sorry if anybody has made you feel like you are, because you're not. All fans are great. We all support the club how we want to support the club, but we all want the club to succeed. And then, guys, I have a question. So Sonny's been injured, so we've been seeing everybody's favorite German, Werner, on the left. When Sonny comes back, does he work on the wing with Solanke up top? Is my first question. There's like a double question here, but does Sonny work on the wing with Solanke up top? Because we know that Solanke kind of feeds off of his wingers. Basically, he doesn't create goals for himself. The ball is kind of fed to him in an area, and then he puts it away. Is how I would say 80% of his goals are scored. We know Sonny isn't that type of guy. Sonny's not like a breakdown to get to the byline, put a cross through. Like he's just not that type of player. How do you think Sonny and Solanke are going to work out together? And anybody can just jump in if you want.
I'll let you guys go first. I'll have my say on it in a sec.
Parker?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Oh, so do you think that Sonny, whenever he returns from injury, do you think he'll play? I mean, obviously he'll play. Do you think that
he's playing all the time? Like,
I think that he and Solanke don't really gel. I don't think it's going to be a very good partnership because Sonny doesn't put in those crosses. Sonny doesn't deliver the ball to the areas where Solanke needs it.
But he's the captain at the end of the day, and also, especially home games, Daniel Levy won't want to see his cash cow not playing.
It's true. I just wonder how effective they'll be together. Is my thing. You know what I mean? I don't think very effective, to be honest. Sonny just doesn't. He's not a facilitator, and I think we need our wingers to sort of be facilitators in this system. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned about that, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. But Boris, do you think that Sonny would work on the wing with Solanke? Do you think they'll play well together? Do you think it'll work?
Yeah, it just depends really, because Sonny's played under countless different managers, hasn't he? Really, and he's still adapting to Ange's way of football, isn't he? Really, considering the fact that if we look previously, he's had to play under Conte, under Jose, every single attacking manager under Poch as well. So it's just a completely different system, and we also have to remember that Wilson will be coming back next month and sorts, and from what it seems as well is that reports are saying that in the next training session that Wilson will be available for training with the first team. So
hell yeah, that's good. That's a good sign.
Wilson's basically our version of Savio, isn't he? Essentially, and he can actually cross in balls as well. So we also have to remember we've got Wilson in the team who's a natural left winger. We can play on the right, but Johnson's currently on the form of his life currently. We don't know if it's going to be just a purple patch or if he's going to start kicking on from it. But overall, with the Sonny thing, it's going to be a bit of a toss-up, really, isn't it, with a coin? like how
Definitely.
he'll perform, because then I'd say Werner's probably better with Solanke because he can get him those balls in, and that's what I've always been saying about Werner. He's not a natural goal scorer, but we've seen the sort of crosses he does into the box. If any of our players were just a tiny bit faster and got onto the end of those balls, we could have probably ended up winning against Brighton. Like even if we did go the 3 goals down like we did, we could have probably won 6-3 if anything. If all of those balls Werner shot into the box were actually hit and didn't go out, unfortunately. Because Werner's got the sort of crossing ability, what Porro does as well. But it seems everybody keeps forgetting about Werner just because of his 175k a week contract, what we're having to pay.
I think Werner gets too much stick. I like Werner. I like what he contributes. I wish that more of his crosses would turn into actual assists, but that's not 100% on him, like you said. The Sheriff is in the house. Big up, Mark. He's saying that Sonny is the best finisher at the club. He needs to be played in a partnership up front with Dom, and I love that because that's what the second half of my question said. Could they play a strike partnership? I don't know if Ange will change the system enough to allow that, but if he did, I think they would be great up top. I think they would be absolutely phenomenal up top together because we know that Sonny isn't great playing as like the sole number 9. He gets bullied by the center backs from opposing teams. He's just not very good at occupying that space. Whereas Solanke thrives there, which I think would leave room for Son. I think it would leave Sonny kind of free to operate and like Mark said, he's the most clinical finisher we've got. And so I think especially as his career continues, as he continues to age and get slower, I think that moving him into a striker position is the way to go. But Jamie, everyone's had to say except for you.
Going up slow? Some up front.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of said it. Like Ange won't change his system, so he's going to be 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Personally, I think Sonny's stayed a lot longer than he should have. He should have. I don't want him to sign a new contract next season because I've seen him play, and he's just not as quick as he used to be now.
But if you put him up front with somebody else, do you think that you could negate that?
Yeah, but then you're going to be dropping Solanke. So what's the point of spending 60 million on the striker and then dropping him to the bench? It's the same thing with Charleston. I'd rather much Charleston start because he gets in people's faces and winds them up, and I think that's something that we're missing. So I'm hoping Rich is back for West Ham. He probably won't start because he ain't going to be match fit. But now Sonny, I think he's only there now because of the amount of money he brings in for the t-shirt sales and the people that are coming over. Which I've got no issue with the people coming over, they're fans. I get that. But once Sonny goes, majority of those fan bases will leave. But that's probably one of the reasons why we signed that Kim kid, what's his name, for more t-shirt sales. That's just my opinion. But.
No, for sure. I get what you're saying. I don't know. Sonny's an enigma with me because I don't know what to do with him. He's fallen off so much. He doesn't take his man on, and lately he seemed hesitant to shoot when Sonny would have shot. He would have taken the shot in the past. I don't know where this hesitancies come from. I do know that his dad got in trouble and is being charged with some stuff. I don't know if I don't know if maybe his head's like in another place or if there's things on his mind. We forget that these people are people.
What's he been charged? Are you allowed to say? I don't know what he's. I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah. So I think his dad and his brother got aggressive to some young South Korean footballers and stuff like that. And I think
they have like an academy or something. They run an academy, and Tottenham Stars Son Heung-min's father fined for violating child welfare law football academy after players are allegedly struck with a corner flag and verbally abused.
So stuff's what Son probably dealt with in his childhood because we have heard what Son has said about how harsh his father's training is, and that's probably why he's been as great as he has been for so long. Because let's be honest, if his dad probably didn't keep up that, he would have probably had bit too much of an ego and probably be long gone off from Spurs, let's be honest. And as well with the something about Son playing on the thing, we have seen Ange edit his tactics a bit where Son comes more inwards towards the 10 position and Maddison goes out onto the left. So he does edit the position, still keeps it as like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, but it keeps like Son as like a false 9 or a shadow striker. So I feel like that's what probably will end up happening because we've seen how good Maddison is out on the left in those 3 matches where he has played that.
Very true. Very true. So yeah, I don't know if that's on Sonny's mind. I don't know if that's something that is keeping him kind of preoccupied. Maybe.
I don't think that's the reason why he's not shooting. Like, I mean, I've noticed that for ages now. I even noticed it last season that he's just not shooting as much anymore, and it really frustrates me.
Normally, for sure.
I mean, could you remember the time where we beat Arsenal and he shoots from like 30 yards out, and the goal just literally, it just comes out of nowhere, and it was just such a brilliant goal. And it was so good because the goalkeeper wasn't even expecting him to shoot from that distance. And that's just one of many shots that he's taken at the club, and scored. And I always have the attitude, I mean, you obviously, you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Yeah, no. I think he's kind of found out a little bit as well. Since Kane's left, because Kane was one of them all the long balls over to him, wasn't he? And Son was always on the end of it. We haven't got that kind of player to do that now.
Well, and Sonny doesn't have the pace to run onto the ball anymore.
Well, I watched him against Carabao, and he was so bad. He wouldn't even take on his man. And like, he wouldn't even. There was like one opportunity where he would have shot normally, and he tried to go around the keeper. That's not the Sonny we know. He's lost a lot of confidence, and I think it's time for him to go.
Parker, would you agree? Sonny's time here is coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of when Henry was at Arsenal, not at Arsenal, at Barcelona, and he knew his time at Barcelona was up because his pace had gone, and he went to the MLS because Henry, without his pace, can't do the things that he could do, and he's not that type. Like Son is that type of player, whereas like you've got the likes of Kane. Kane's never relied on his pace. So Kane's career will last a lot longer at the top than Son's ever will.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes this is what I mean. Like, he just says the right things, Son, that the fan base, they love again. And he seems like he's just indispensable to some fans. And it's really frustrating, to be honest.
Yeah,
I wish if we hadn't made him our captain, he wouldn't be starting now, and I think the world would be a better place. I think Sonny off the bench, 70 minutes, 75 minutes in, Sonny coming off the bench, I think he could do bits. He could do damage at that point because he'd be going up against players that are tired already. The bit of pace that he still has left, I think, would be a lot more useful at the end of a game than wasting it all and having him tired by halftime.
No, but I don't think he should have been a captain in the first place. I don't agree with a striker or a goalkeeper being a captain. It should be always someone in the middle because they can see the whole pitch. But
who would you have had though out of the crop that we've got?
Well, I probably would have done Maddis.
Okay, interesting.
Because he's coming in. You got a Benson Core, or who else? Who else we got?
Matters is a decent shout, but he's kind of petulant. He kind of, you know what I mean? Like he might. I don't know. I don't know if I trust him.
He's been around for years though, so he's been a captain before, so you can't understand it.
It's true.
But
Parker, who would you have had as captain out of the current group that we've got?
It's quite hard for me.
It's hard for me too.
I'm kind of saying Maddison as well, but yeah, he goes disappearing as well in some games as well, and it's just like, how can players really take into account what a captain's saying to them if they're not performing themselves? So it's like when Ledley King was the captain, he was quite a quiet captain, but he led by example a lot. and our win percentage was always higher when he played. And I feel like Dawson was so much a better player when King was next to him. And it wasn't just the fact that King was mopping up for him. Dawson was actually playing better himself. But as soon as King was injured, Dawson kind of looked lost as a player sometimes. And a lot of the back four did. And I think that's what King brought to the club. And yeah, I feel like Kane did as well, because Kane's quite a quiet person himself. But I think when he was captain, but he was vice captain, wasn't he? But Lloris and Kane, I think they kind of, even though Lloris was captain, I think they kind of shared it in the way how when they were both in their primes. I mean, Kane's still in his prime to me, but Lloris, when he was in his prime, he was someone you could look up to still, because he would perform at his best. And then obviously towards the end, when Lloris wasn't performing, the whole team wasn't either. And I think it got to a point where Lloris was shouting at players for not doing their jobs, and then he would make a blunder himself, and they would go, "What the fuck are you telling me for? You're making the mistakes yourself." And I think that showed when Son and Lloris had that massive argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was under Jose Mourinho, and Mourinho loved the fact that they were arguing because it said they showed they cared. But I was like, does it? I mean, to me, it kind of shows that he doesn't have much respect anymore for his captain as well. Whereas before, I think Son would have been like, okay, yeah, I accept it. But I don't see really any leaders that stand out a mile away from the rest of the bunch, which is quite worrying, to be honest, because this just shows as well the players that have already been at the club for several years now, that none of them have stepped up. I mean, potentially it could be Kulu if he carries on the form and the way he plays, because the way he's playing at the moment, he's fighting for every ball. What he's doing on the pitch, I like a lot. Like, he's getting involved, and we look like the way he's playing at the moment. I really like it, and I think he's been probably our best player this season so far. Him maybe Porro just behind him. But I mean, with Porro's, I saw the other day Porro's comments. I mean, if he has a good season, he's probably gone.
And Real Madrid are in for him. So that's something.
Yeah, exactly. If they come in for him, he's going by.
Yeah.
And that's it. Where Kulu is like the way he plays at the moment and what he's doing at the club, and I like when he has one-to-ones with journalists. I like what he says a lot of the time, and what Kulu says, and I think he could be quite inspirational to the rest of the team.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point. I love Kulu. I love what Kulu's doing.
Sweden captain as well, isn't he? So
yeah, and he's learned from
exactly. The fact that he's Sweden captain as well helps.
For sure. Everybody, Parker, my man, everybody in the chat, we are having to wrap up here soon, very soon, as Jamie has to get up and be out of the house by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah. See, I'm just starting work now, so I've literally got to go right now. So see you later, guys.
Look at the timing. Hey, Parker, thanks for jumping in, buddy.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me again. Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
buddy. Boom. Look at the timing. That was great timing. So Jamie.
Yeah.
It's been a fun show. We kind of were just all over the place. Hit a lot of topics. I like it. Discussed a lot of different things. You can hear my cat in the background scratching his cone. If you guys don't remember, I'll put this picture up real quick. My cat had his ear chopped off and his ear canal taken out not too long ago. $3,500 cat. Anyway, you gotta love them, right? You gotta love your pets. Here's him without the ear. And he's currently scratching on that cone. He hates it. So if you hear that, I apologize. But I just wanted to thank everybody for being here today. Truly, thank you guys so much. And one other thing I wanted to do is say that this show, like all other shows, is brought to you by Alloy Collectors. Do you have one? Do you have one on you? Do you have one close up with you?
I do. I'm getting the new jerseys on Monday.
Boom. Guys, uk.alloycollectors.com. You can grab one of these awesome metal. I got one too. Look, I'll put up the West Ham one since we're playing them. But I've got, they're these awesome collectible metal shirt kits. And they come either in a flat pack or they come like this pre-made. And they're awesome to put on your shelf. They just make great decorations. I don't even, like I said, I don't even want to take mine out of the box. I do have a Norwich one. A Norwich one out of the box. But yeah, they're really cool collectibles. A lot like Funko Pops, as Jose put it, and I'm gonna keep saying it like that. But yeah, for any football fan in your life, they make a great gift. So let me put it in the chat again. uk.alloycollectors.com. And the code you want to use is Two Sides, the name of our podcast. That'll get you 15% off one of these awesome items here. Oops, that's not the right link, but that is a good link. That is our buddy Jose and his channel. The uk.alloycollectors.com. With our code Two Sides, you get 15% off, and you can get one of these awesome metal collectible shirt kits. So please check those out. If you got a football fan in your life, you need to find a gift for. They make great presents. But Jamie, anything to add before we go? Before I give my usual, be good to yourself, be good to others. And have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, no, it's been nice to come on because also I haven't been on since, when was the last time I came on?
It's been a good while. It's been a
while, yeah, because I'm from Wednesday to basically the weekend. I'm at hospital because my mum's in hospital. So I'll be down there again on Wednesday. We've got to be up really early tomorrow because Monica, who's my wife, she was diagnosed with cancer last year, so she's doing volunteering there. So I'm on camera duty at 6 a.m. So I've got to get up really early for that, which is fun.
Good man.
But yeah, no, it's been nice coming on. So I'll be on Monday, be on my own, which is gonna be weird because Connor's gonna probably be asleep. I'm doing the FC25 career mode. Let's see how that goes. Let's see if I can do a better job than Ange. Obviously, I'll play as Ange because I can't be asked to make myself. Let's see how far I can get. Can I win Spurs a trophy? So we'll find that out. And then I think Colin might end up doing one as well. Which let's see who's the FIFA player.
We'll have to make sure we're on the same difficulty setting. I want everything.
Oh yeah, I found World Class. I can't. Legendary is ridiculous.
It's just too hard. I agree.
It's too hard. But yeah, no. I just want to thank everyone for coming in on a Saturday night. Normally we'd be out clubbing, but we're not at that age anymore. I know I'm not 41 this year. So yeah. Appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me out of the hospital and messaging. So yeah, I appreciate it all.
Yeah, big love to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Like I always say, gonna play us out with the intro because we don't have an outro. But guys, again, thank you. Big love to everybody, and we will see you next time. Peace. Oh, make sure you've liked and subscribed, please.
Yeah. Yes.